Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Krystle, just in case you are new here, which some of you might be. And today I want to discuss my January TBR with you. I've been absent from the booktube world, YouTube world for quite some time. I will trickle in a video here and there when I have the chance, but it's just been so crazy. Being a mom has been the best thing ever, but also I'm exhausted by the end of the day and it's very hard to film videos. But now that my son is a year old and we're on a great routine, I'm hopefully going to find some more time to film for you guys. I miss this part of the internet. I miss my channel and everyone who's watched my channel and supported me throughout the years. I just miss it here. So it's so nice to sit in front of my camera and film for you, and what better way than to start off the year with a January TBR. So the first book I'd like to read, which I actually started already after I finished Quicksilver on New Year's Eve, which was my favorite book of 2024, which we will discuss later on. The Sword of Kaigen by M.L. Wong. I have been told by at least 5 booktubers that I watch on here that this was their favorite book of the year. So therefore I need to pick this up and find out why. I watch Chris and Mad's channel a lot. We have like the same book taste. I really love their channel. I found them on TikTok and just followed them everywhere after that. But totally excited for this, but also not sure what I'm getting into. I know they both cried tons of tears reading this book. They are both moms as well, so I'm curious to see how I'm going to feel reading this as a mom now. You definitely have a different perspective on life. Curious to see how this story pans out, what the plot is like. Right now it's a lot of like info dumping and a lot of names and stuff like that, so it's a little hard to get into at first, and I think a lot of people have said that, me watching their reviews and everything like that. But as the story goes on, people just can't put the book down, and like I said, everyone's saying it's their favorite book of 2024, so I need to see if this is going to be my favorite book of 2025. Then to break up some of the heaviness, which there's some heaviness in this series, but a second book in a series that I fell absolutely in love with towards the end of 2024, and that is Zodiac Academy, Book 2, Ruthless Fae. I'm so excited to get into this. Yeah, I just love these books. They're so beautiful. They're reprinting them, and I'm really excited to collect them all. I love a good, like, floppy fantasy book, fantasy romance book. This series is just so much fun. The first book I flew through, and I could just tell it's going to be a new favorite series for me. I love all those old school CW, WB shows, and this just gives me the vibe of that, but definitely more adult content than those shows. But I just know I'm gonna eat all this up, and I can't wait to get back into this series. And then I have another second book in a series that I need to get to, and that is The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King by Carissa Broadbent. I read The Serpent and the Wings of Night, I want to say in May of 2024, and then I read 6 Scorched Roses more recently, I would say October. I really enjoyed both books. 6 Scorched Roses is a novella that ties these 2 books together, so I'm excited to see how that happens in this book. I've heard a lot of people love this book, but not so much The Songbird and The Heart of Stone, which is a new beginning of a new duology, but like characters that are in this first duology of The Serpent and the Wings of Night and The Ashes of the Star-Cursed King. I'm excited to see how this duology ends, and yeah, but I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed Serpent and the Wings of Night. I'm very picky about books that have trials in them. I think just like YA in the early 2000s kind of just like burned me out from that, because so many YA books are about trials, dystopian, all that stuff that was so popular back then. So I definitely have a very strong opinion about books that I read that are about trials, and this one just really worked for me. I really was involved with the characters. I really enjoyed the trials that were happening, and I just needed to keep knowing what was going on. I was up till probably like 3 or 4 in the morning reading that book. At one time I remember looking at my Kindle and being like, I'm still awake reading this book right now, because sometimes when I read before I go to sleep, it puts me to sleep, but that book just kept me reading. I needed to know what happened. So I'm excited to get back into the world. I don't know why I didn't pick this up right after, because I just feel kind of like so far removed from it, but I think once I start reading it, it's going to like put me back into that mode for sure. Next, I have a series that I really want to get into this year, and that is Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole. This just sounds like the perfect romantasy. Is it a romantasy or is it a fantasy romance? I know there's a difference, because I'm not a big fan of mostly smut and like zero plot. I need like plot and world building with like little sprinkles of like some good smut in there. I don't like reading books and books and books in a series that are just pure smut. I need a little bit of like the world building and plots and character development, atmosphere. I need all of that. So from what I hear, this has all that, and especially since I'm a huge fan of Sarah J. Maas and her worlds that she created, and now they're kind of like coming together, which is amazing. But yeah, so I'm excited to get into this series this year. I'm excited that it's not about Faye, because I think Faye is just getting so watered down recently. Even though like I love Zodiac Academy, I love Quicksilver, you know, those are still my favorite reads of 2024, but I'm looking forward to getting more into like something else. So this seems to be that, and I think I'm going to love it. And I've seen some of the character art for this, and I'm so intrigued and very excited to get to know the characters that I've seen. I have another fantasy romance book, and that is called Fear the Flames by Gianna Rose Darling, who I follow on Instagram, love so much. I did have the previous printing of this book, the independent printing, and this book is so much smaller than it. So I know that the editor probably edited a lot out, because I know that I did read some of the first printing and I did feel that it was very info dumpy. So I'm hoping that they kind of condensed a lot of that. And I heard that this is pretty fast paced. It's like a dragon heist type book, and that sounds amazing to me. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into it. And the map, look at the map in this book. It's just so pretty. And I personally was not going to purchase the hard copy, because the hard copy doesn't have like really anything on the cover, which is kind of like upsetting because of how expensive hardbacks are. But this map really sold me. It's so beautiful, because a lot of times in books we don't get maps that are colorful. They're black and white most of the time. So this is beautiful. It makes up for the nothing on the cover and nothing on the pages as of lately, where everything is a special edition. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into this. This sounds like it might be a quick read, quick fast-paced read for me this month, since I have a very heavy fantasy TBR. And then next I am going to read some high fantasy this month, hopefully, and that's what I want my 2025 to be. I am not looking to read all of the books this year. I'm just looking to read more quality books this year, and books that have been on my TBR for years, like since starting booktube. It's time to get to those books, and I've got so many books on my shelves that I have to get to still. So we're gonna start off with Malice by John Gwynne. This series just sounds amazing, and I actually, before filming this, I was like, let me see, like, because everyone's been talking about this series again lately. So I read the first page, and the opening of this book grabbed me immediately. So now I'm like, okay, I started The Sword of Kaigen. I kind of started Zodiac Academy on my Kindle for like bedtime reading. And now I'm like, I almost want to just screw everything and pick this up. But I know I need to like just be like, I need to give this book my full undivided attention. I'm just so excited. I'm so excited to get into this. So excited. And another floppy fantasy paperback. Ugh, there's nothing better than this. And it's gotten such high praise in the fantasy world for so many years. John Gwynne is constantly compared to George R.R. Martin, so I need to see what the hype is about. I do watch his sons on YouTube as well, so it's nice to see that his boys are into writing and reading as much as he was. I'm really happy that this has made it to my January TBR and that I will be getting to it this month. And then I have a book on this TBR that's just been floating around TBRs for the last, I don't know, like 4 years now, probably, maybe longer than that. And that is The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. Now that the first arc of the Stormlight is kind of complete, I need to finish this series this year. I am like, I don't know, a third of the way through The Way of Kings, and I have been just slowly getting through this. Now, the funny thing about this book is I will go like months without picking it up again, but I remember every word that I read and I remember the exact place I was. So there's just something about Brandon Sanderson's writing that really sticks in my brain. And this was with The Final Empire as well, which I plan on rereading soon, maybe after Stormlight or in between Stormlight. And now that Mistborn's kind of resurfacing and everyone's getting excited about it again, I'm just like, I need to read it. But there's just something about his writing and certain scenes that really like stick in your head forever. And there is like a scene early on in this book, a bridge scene with Kaladin, and the brutality of that scene, it just really stuck in my brain. And anybody that like asks me if I read this book, I, you know, tell them my situation with it and how long it's taking me to trudge through it. But I just always like, it just stuck in my head. It's there. So I need to finish this month. This is a must read, whether I finish it on audio or what, but this is happening. And I've been reading it this morning with my cup of coffee. I started reading it and I love it. It's just, I think that looking at it, like the density of it freaks me out. I don't know what it is, what's stopping me from getting through this book. I have so many friends that have reread this book last year, reread the series last year, no problem. I don't understand what's wrong with me. But maybe it's that I need to really like sit down and focus in on this book and the series this year. And 2025 might just be the year to do that. So, Way of Kings, it must be done. And we will check in at the end of the month to make sure that I read this. You guys need to hold me accountable for this book. Thanks. Just like a little random like lit fic here, and that is Beartown by Frederick Bachman. I've been wanting to read this book since I started my YouTube channel. I don't know why. I don't know what really has drawn me to it. I don't know if it's the cover or just like the subject matter that sounds intriguing to me, but this is something that I want to pick up this month. And it's winter and it's about hockey, snow, ice, kind of just goes with the atmosphere that we're experiencing here in New Jersey. So I'm looking forward to getting to this hopefully this month. I do have a lot of dense fantasy on my TBR, but this might be a nice little break, even though I know it's heavy subject matter, but it's a little bit of a shorter book compared to the rest of the ones that I have here. So that is it for my January. I have like a hair, it's like sticking up. So that is it. That is it for my January TBR. Hopefully I can stay on top of making videos for you all this month and just kind of get into my own routine again of putting videos out there. So let me know what you want to see from me, any type of videos, whether it's a question video, a bookshelf tour video. I do have some things planned for vlogs and things like that, so just let me know what you want to see from me. Also, you can follow me on my social media. I don't have TikTok anymore, but I do have Instagram, so make sure you follow me down below for that. And also I have a Pango Books page where I am always selling books. I am a 5-star seller on there, so if you are interested in buying any books, any of my books on my shelves, which I'm always updating my Pango. I actually started selling some books from Noah's shelves, my son's shelves. So if you have children, there's a bunch of board books on there as well. So make sure that you are following me on Pango and on Instagram. I will be posting updates on Instagram, and hit that little ring icon next to the subscribe to make sure you're notified whenever I post new videos or new content on YouTube. And I just have to say, I am so excited to be back. I am ready to put out all the content for you all again in 2025. So happy reading, everyone, and please let me know in the comments down below what you are reading, what you plan on reading this month, if you've read any of the books that I plan on reading this month. I'm so excited. I can't wait to stop this video and edit really quick and read some of these books, especially The Sword of Kaigen. I'm just so excited to get into that. On that note, that is it. That is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.